Hi, Eric. Kind of a rough game last week. Things didn't go exactly the way you wanted to. What would you like to say about the game?
Well, you know, I'll start off by saying this. One of the great things that we talked about this whole year, and I know you and I have had many conversations on, is us changing a culture. The one thing that I was happy with is, in the past, with some of the things that have gone on, the expectation wasn't that we should go out and win, or Carrollton lost again. You see the fans and the kids were kind of like, one more time. What was cool to me was there was people upset that we didn't do what we were supposed to go do. That's not a bad thing. That the expectation was that we should have gone and we should have won that game. And so I'm going to start off by saying, it's exciting to me that the expectations from our community and from our kids is that we should go win. We didn't do it. We didn't get the job done, and I'll take credit for that. I don't know why we weren't prepared or mentally. I felt like we just weren't mentally into the game. I don't know if their record had something to do with it, and our kids thought that maybe it was going to be an easy game and a walkthrough or some other things. It just didn't go our way. And I'm not taking anything away from them. They made their plays. They did some phenomenal things that put them on top, and we did make some plays that were important. I thought we moved the ball very, very well offensively. We had big yards on the ground. Defensively, it was the first game I can say this season that I felt like defensively we didn't play our best. We gave up a couple big plays, which is that our MO has been to not give up the big plays, to kind of make teams earn it. If you're going to score on us, you're going to have to drive the length of the field and put it in. And then we've tightened up in the red zone week in and week out, and we've stopped a lot of teams down in there and forced some things. We forced some turnovers, different things like that. I just didn't feel like we did a very good job on, and that's on me. I've got to obviously do a better job getting us ready to rock and roll, and I thought the game plan was good going in, but obviously there was something there that I've got to do a better job at. So with that being said, what I can tell you is we put in countless hours, and we put in a lot of time for this week coming up. And hopefully we're going to be a little bit better prepared, and our kids are ready to go, and we don't, a valuable lesson that I know our kids have learned, and we've had a lot of conversations, is to be a good team, you can never overlook anyone. You can never worry about the week after, you can't worry about things going on, and I know our kids get that, and some of the kids have shared with me, it's the first time they've been in a position where they're expected to actually win. And how to handle that, and those are things that maybe as a coach I didn't even think about, that this is the first time in a long time that Carrollton has expectations to do something special, and I guess I just assumed that we were going to be okay with that and we're going to be ready to rock and roll, but part of that is part of becoming changing a culture, becoming a winning tradition is how to handle things mentally, and how to handle games when you're supposed to win, how to handle games whenever you're up in it and you're beating a team. How do you finish it? How do you step on the pedal and you finish the game and you finish the race? And then how do you handle teams when no one believes you got a shot? And how do you go in and you do those kinds of things? And so to me, there's more to this than just a win and a loss. There's things that we're going to grow from, and we're going to be better for it. And with that being said, I'm sorry that we didn't come through, and I'm sorry to the community that we didn't pull things out the way we were supposed to. What I can tell you is we're going to get back at it. We're going to do our best to perform the way we're supposed to this week.
You mentioned talking about the community. One thing I've noticed is you've had good support from the community this year. The crowds at the game have been great. Even we're even traveling very well. Carrollton has always traveled well. Even last Friday night at Alliance, I believe there's probably more Carrollton people there than there was a larger crowd from Alliance.
And that
kind of shows how they care about the Carrollton football program and Carrollton's athletics altogether.
And here's the thing: is the support in Carrollton has always been tremendous. I think the thing, and I think anybody who's been around the program and knows, we've gone through a long history of not being very successful. And I think become complacent with that. And not everyone, but I think there are people who are okay with the fact that it's one more game we lost, it's something else. And like I said, the thing that was exciting to me is the fact that people's expectations are, we go win this game. This is a game we should win, we go win it. And I told my wife I couldn't be happier with that. I mean, that to me tells me that people are, and you're allowed to be upset with the head coach. That's the expectation. I'm supposed to get kids ready. That's my job. And so it's okay that people are up in stands and are upset with the head coach. To them for my mistake, because that's important. But I called a timeout because at first I wasn't comfortable with the call. And then when they snapped the ball, we ended up getting the first down. I think, you should have stuck with it. Should have trusted our instinct. Should have trusted our gut right away. But I knew it was a major possession, and I've lost sleep this week over the fact if we got that first down, do we go down and we score? And it changes the whole outcome of the game, because we ended up calling a different play and we ended up not getting the first down. I thought it was a terrible spot, different things like that. But that's football. But there's things I've got to do a better job at, and I'm going to. But those are the things that we all have our part, and we're going to change some things. But I feel like the community is doing their part. They're there, they're supporting, they're cheering for our kids, they're traveling, they have expectations, and that to me tells me we're heading in the right direction.
Okay, well, you have Canton South coming up Friday night, and South is having a very good season.
They're a great team.
They played Marlington tough the other night, and Marlington shut them out, but Marlington had 2 scores, and they really had to work for both of them.
Yeah. There's no doubt. We've talked every week. NBC is not. If it's not the toughest league, it's one of the toughest leagues in the state of Ohio. It's an unbelievable conference. There's never an easy week. I mean, even, we saw that last week. There's a team with 1 win, and we go in there and we were in some trouble. And we've got a team that throws the ball very, very well. They've got, to me, the best quarterback in the league. They've got some receivers that I guess have kind of set the mark of going up and going and making a play, and that just do a great job. We've got a running back that is a very tenacious kid. He's very athletic, hits the hole hard, does all those kinds of things, and we've said it every week. If we don't come in prepared for this game, and we don't defensively change some things that we didn't do last week, and we start to revert back to some old habits that have been in Carrollton for a while, that was back to, just to go back real quick, that's one of the things I think we've gotten away from is we've gotten away from some habits, and defensively we've been very tough, and we started to do some things that I haven't seen us do this whole season. If we don't change those things, we don't get back to the defense that I'm used to coaching, that I'm used to being around, we can put ourselves in a real bad spot with these guys again. If we do all the right things. And I say this with absolute confidence. There's nobody in the state I don't feel like we can play with. I just feel like anybody in Division III in the state of Ohio, on our good day and their good day, we can hang and play with anybody. So I'm not, I'm cautious with these guys, and we need to be ready to go. They're a great team. They've got a great record. They've beat some very, very quality teams, and they've played with some quality teams. But the thing that we've got to do is, and we got to learn, is we take care of ourselves. We do what we're supposed to do. And then at the end of the night, let's see where the scoreboard's at. Let's do our job offensively, defensively. Let's fly the ball. Let's be aggressive. Let's do all those kinds of things. And then at the end of the night, if the scoreboard is in our favor, then that's great. If it's not, then at least we can stand up and with our chins high and chest big and say we did all the things we were supposed to do and the better team won. And I can live with that. I can go home, put my head on the pillow, and I can sleep at night with that one. Friday night, I didn't sleep real well. So that's kind of all I got to say about it.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Eric,
Yeah,
and
you
good
guys.
luck Friday night.
Thanks.
And we'll see you again next